All right, guys, you done in here? All right, guys, get out of the house, please. You don't need to be searching for
We're not searching going through it.
These cops thought they can unlawfully search this property and get away with it, but it didn't take long for the higher-ups to own these corrupt officers. Today we'll be going through several bizarre cases where dirty and corrupt cops were humbled by higher authority.
Does this go through? Does this go through? Okay, can I come around there?
Did they go through here?
You come in.
Did they go through here though?
The cops?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, go through here?
You guys can come in.
Hi, you can come back down that truck.
Hey Chief, how are you?
Andre, let's go. Time's up. Andre, open up the door, please.
The entrance to Andre's residence had to be taken from another person's home, who was gracious enough to let the officers pass and do their job. Little did she know this was going to come and bite her.
Hey, we're looking for Andre.
God damn, what y'all banging on my toilet?
Well, we're trying to find Andre.
Is Andre Wimberly here?
Alright. Is he in the back or?
No, I heard a guy talking. That's her sister's boyfriend.
Okay.
Do you mind if I look?
Come in and check for Andre?
Hold on.
Okay. Yeah, just right out here you can stand.
I'm not Andre. I know.
Hi.
Yes, ma'am.
Is Andre in there, bud?
What's up?
You let me know.
What's going on?
Excuse me. Thank you.
I can have words.
Alright.
Eventually, the chief was able to arrest Andre, and it seemed like the matter was over.
Gotcha.
Who's that?
There he is.
Hey, Andre. Come on out.
Hey, Chad, let me talk to him.
No, man. Hold on 1 minute.
Let me talk to him, man. No, don't touch me, bro. Leave me alone.
Listen.
You didn't even report to me.
I want you to calm down, okay?
You made me go through all this against 6 officers? Relax, Destiny, relax.
Put your feet on, Andre.
Relax, babe, come on.
Come here. Okay. Yeah. Stop. No. Well, you just make it. No. 10 years. No.
You're praying, okay?
Andre's girlfriend wasn't quite happy with the arrest, and she started to throw an emotional tantrum right there in front of the officers.
That way y'all can get in contact with each other when he in there, alright? Here, I got the pen. Destiny. It's Destiny?
Hey.
Stephanie? Destiny.
Your number down, okay?
Okay.
Is that your cell phone number?
Yeah.
Okay.
However, as the officers were leaving, Chief Melanie did something shocking.
All right, guys, you done in here? All right, guys, get out of the house, please. Unless y'all got a warrant or something, you need to go.
Hold on. We just arrested somebody here, so we don't have to go quite yet. We don't have to go quite yet.
Okay.
Just stand by.
Okay. I mean, I get it that you got to come in here and do your thing, but like, you don't need to be searching.
We're not searching going through anything.
Well, then I guess I do what I want to do too, right? And that's picking up.
The officers attempted to search the kind woman's house, despite not having a warrant. To make matters worse, they even denied her request to stop the search while they were at it.
Yes, they are.
And Cassie has an error, so it doesn't matter if you find me.
1453.
You're fucking
What's that?
We can't search, but always make sure you look around and see what we're. Because she got all upset. I said always make sure you look. Search incident to arrest, but it's not a search.
They're clearly hiding stuff.
This is
Well, it's for officer safety. We can search the immediate area, check the immediate area. So.
Officer Hannah Kalkbrenner quickly realized that Chief Melanie Bevan was in the wrong and filed a complaint against her. An inquiry followed, ultimately clearing the chief of any wrongdoing. Feeling that it was unjust, Hannah resigned in protest and left the police station. Things rarely turn out well when police investigate themselves, but nothing is more satisfying than watching an egotistical officer finally being held accountable.
Did you apprehend good guys? Detective form.
Never.
Officer Joshua Mercereau of the Daytona Beach Police Department was involved in a violent gunfight with Marvin Jones at an airport parking lot. Marvin's girlfriend, Aviana Bailey, who was also present and was accidentally shot by the officer, leaving her paralyzed from the chest down. She filed a lawsuit against both the city and the officer, which led to Joshua being called in for an interrogation.
Playing, fumbling, doing something in his lap. There's none of this. There's none of this. It's this. And he's looking at me the whole time. And then it happens.
What happens?
He sticks the gun out the window and points it at me.
Okay. How does he stick the gun out the window?
If I'm sitting in the driver's seat, where would my... So he just went just like that.
Okay.
And it was between the mirror and the A-post.
Okay.
Well, actually, if I'm driving...
Exactly.
I'm sorry. If I'm driving, the driver's side the door is here. So he did this.
Okay. Because you had him moving.
Excuse me.
Further into the passenger compartment.
No, that was completely.
Right.
That was my mix-up in the side. It was the right side that he did it with, and then he put the gun between the window.
Shockingly, Aviana was also pregnant at the time, and although the baby was saved, she could never provide for her as a mother, but the officer had no remorse whatsoever.
You said right side again.
Left side. I'm dyslexic.
Are you dyslexic?
No,
okay.
I'm sorry. I didn't. That was a bad joke.
Do you recall how many rounds?
Just one at that time.
Okay. And where did it strike?
The hood and windshield area, right in front of him.
And how many muzzle flashes did you see in total at scene 2?
At least the initial, at least one, and possibly 2. I can't count them. I can't tell you how many exactly I saw.
We'd never expect a law enforcement officer to react this casually to a lawsuit, but it was about to get even worse.
I was committed to engaging him, and I did that. At which point, my ankle rolled off the curb, and I fell on my back.
Okay.
I was falling and still shooting, so somehow the gun jammed from limp wristing it.
Okay. You saw several muzzle flashes?
Yes.
Okay. How do you define several?
Objective form.
1 or 2. 2 probably.
Okay. Several's not 1.
Yeah.
We agree to that. Do you mean is several more than 2?
Objective form.
I would say 2.
Okay.
So we'll say a couple.
Officer Joshua never took the question seriously and continued to shamelessly joke about the incident that had tragically changed someone's life.
In your deposition, you discussed dust. Tell me about that.
Form.
Was there dust at scene 2?
Yes.
Tell me about that.
Form.
There was dust at scene 2.
And I understand there may have been dust on the ground, but did the dust become airborne?
Yes, from the suspect's vehicle spinning in the grass.
Did the dust settle? That's what we say. Before you got out of your car?
No.
Okay, so there was still some dust in the air.
Correct.
When did the dust settle?
Still hasn't settled. I guess it never really did. I mean, that I remember.
Okay. Now, before you got out of your car and engaged Marvin Jones, did you know anything about him or his background?
Just the fact that he might have some felony warrants out of New Hampshire.
How did you learn that?
Apparently, somebody called from New Hampshire to rat him out.
Such cold and heartless individuals have no place in the police force, but just when you think things couldn't get any worse, Joshua escalates his sense of entitlement even further.
What threat was posed to the safety of an officer or other person at the point you first got out of your car?
There was none.
Okay. What threat to an officer or other was posed when you first drew your firearm?
There was none.
What threat to an officer or other was posed when you got out of your car, when you took a step towards the Lincoln?
Objective one.
At this point, the defendant's actions.
Okay. Which were what?
Fumbling around on his, making very furtive movements.
Joshua was also a canine officer, but was let go of this role. When the detective inquired about this, Filthy Cop had a disturbing reaction that will leave you stunned.
Did you have your duties as a canine handler revoked or rescinded at any point?
Yes, I did.
What happened or why?
Form of objection.
In my opinion,
Yes.
I was doing my job too well.
What does that mean?
It means I was beating the streets and I was catching bad guys.
Okay.
There wasn't a lot of bad guys that got away from me.
Because your dog got him?
Because we got them as a team. If you have an above average bite ratio, that means you could be using your dog too much.
Okay.
A bite ratio is how many people you apprehend and then how many people you dog bite during that apprehension. So they're saying 30%. So they're saying out of 10 people that you apprehend, you should bite 3 of them, let's say.
Okay.
Which never made any sense to me.
The officer's arrogance was staggering, to say the least. He was trying to act overly clever, disregarding the situation's seriousness.
When was your canine handler duties taken away?
Late 2011. As a matter of fact, December 23rd, 2011.
Okay. Why does that date stick out?
Worst day of my life. I enjoyed the job. I would have paid the city to come do that job. Tracking down bad guys and finding them and apprehending them.
Did you apprehend good guys?
Objective one.
Never. I take that back. I bit a victim one time because she jumped in front of me. So, I did. I bit a victim one time.
Was that another officer?
No, it was a victim, a domestic violence victim.
The cop had some serious mental and ego issues. It's hard to understand why he acted like such a jerk. As the detectives pressed further, their disappointment only grew.
You need supervisor authority to conduct a strip search?
Yes, sir.
Did you obtain supervisor authority before you searched Justin Riddle?
No, sir.
Did you receive counseling or did a supervisor talk to you about that and tell you did that portion incorrectly?
Yes, sir.
There was a newspaper article about a lawyer that claimed you used excessive force. Do you recall that incident?
Yes, sir.
Tell me about that.
Form of objection.
He was, Roe. He was hammered. He was drunk.
Oh yeah, I remember this one. This is the one where you were alleged to have gone in a home without permission, like moved somebody's arm. You recall that incident? What happened there?
I was on K9. We were looking for, they're twins. There's 2 of them. But we saw one on the bed through the window. And I'm like, that's him. That's him. But this is before I knew he had a twin or a brother. So he had a felony warrant.
The twin did?
No.
The one of them
had a felony warrant.
The guilty one, not the
yes.
innocent one.
So the mother's there, and got the place surrounded, and basically she said, you're not coming in. Well, he's in there. We can see him in there. We can force entry on a felony warrant. I eat that one. That was my responsibility all day long for not knowing that it's the brother. They do look different. If I had seen his face, maybe pay attention to his haircut. If a person touches somebody that's unwanted, or it could be considered resisting an officer. If that had been the brother, she could have gone to jail for resisting.
The city settled with Bailey for over $1 million, but the corrupt officer survived because of qualified immunity. Well, this pig avoided accountability, but this next cop was taken to jail for his crimes.
13, 14.
You can stop.
Perfect.
In January 2021, a Gainesville police officer responded to an accident call and arrived to find out his fellow corporal, Scott Burtsick, had caused the incident. Soon after talking to him, he realized the incident was more than just an accident.
Yeah, reached out for my lighter, slammed into his ass. Cool.
Yeah.
Not really.
Not really.
Yeah.
You didn't want to do an information
So he
exchange?
does. Now I found it. Oh yeah, no, I'm good.
Your airbag went off. Your car's fucked up.
Oh, no, absolutely. With that juice,
That sucks. At least Neil's off. He can come give you a ride.
It was clear that Bertzik had been drinking, and he was not in the right state of mind. He collided with a car sitting at a red light, causing it to flip over and end up on the other side of the road.
If you want to just go through insurance, you can. If you want a full-fledged report, we can do that. However you want to go about it.
How long will the report take? A long time?
It usually takes about 15 to 20 minutes for me to get the driver's exchange done.
Yeah, go ahead and do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I get your driver's license and if you have your registration as well? So a couple things. One, do you mind giving me like a couple feet? One, because I like personal space, and two, because cigarette smoke really, it tears me up a little bit.
Devin Gardner had been hit, and after gathering his documents, the officer approached the other officer, who had no idea what had actually happened.
You know you can't smoke right now.
Why?
You can't consume anything.
Why?
Because if I'm going to do a DUI investigation, it impedes it, so you can't consume anything.
It's out there. I don't give
I mean about this.
I'm not drunk. I'm pissed and I'm tired. She did it. I'll go. What the f***?
Bertzik had no remorse for his actions, as he just wanted to head home and rest. However, his life was about to change forever as Officer Brooks started administering some field sobriety tests.
While walking, watch your feet at all times, keep your arms at your side, and count your steps out loud. Once you begin, do not stop until the test is completed. Do you understand the instructions? You may begin the test.
The officer knew he was drunk, but she had to follow the protocol, and things didn't improve in the walk and turn test.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
8, 9. 30.
Finally, the moment of realization came for Corporal Bertzik as he was taken to the police station.
2007, 2007, 2008, 2009, 2010, 2011, 2012, 2013, 2014.
You can stop.
Fucking perfect.
So at this time, I'm asking you to come with me to the station to provide a breath sample. You've been compliant. Can I at least cuff you in the front?
Bertzik was then taken to the police station where his blood sample was taken, and he was locked in before he sobered up.
I'm very sorry. Did I put you in this position?
Moving on, this tyrant crossed the line so badly that his own fellow officer called him out and shut him down on the spot.
You're gonna go back to my car, and you're gonna clean that, or you're gonna go to jail. Get up! Now you piss me off. Get up! Get up! Get up! Get up!
What's your warrant for?
Get up!
Where's your warrant for arrest?
Okay, you're gonna go back to my car.
I need to see your warrant.
You're gonna go back to my car, and you're gonna clean it. Bubble.
I'm 20 years old.
20. You got gloves on? She got a cigarette, and she went to my car.
Rights to sit right
Okay.
here.
She
I'm
got
waiting for my Uber, and he's doing this to me.
That's right. You're gonna go back to my car. You're gonna go back to my car. You're gonna clean that.
Let me ask you a question. From what
You got extra gloves on?
I'm pregnant, and he's bothering me.
Okay, you're gonna go back to my car. You're gonna clean what you did. Get up.
Clean what?
The cigarette that you broke. Let's go.
Oh my God.
The officer took the incident personally, turning a minor issue into a power trip. The woman, later identified as Julissa Burgos, was about to face the wrath of two egotistical police officers.
Stop! Don't touch me!
Get up.
Don't touch me! Don't touch
Get
me!
up.
I'm all by myself. Don't touch me! Don't touch me!
Get up. Get up.
Don't touch me!
Get up there.
Get up. You're gonna go to my car and you do that right now. Get up.
Touch my stuff, bro. You're not allowed to do that.
Get up.
On you.
Get up.
The police on you.
No,
You're
you
not allowed to do
can't.
this
Get
because I
up.
can't.
Get up.
Lawyer, I know.
Get up
I'm a civil
and clean
rights
it.
lawyer.
That's right. Up and do that. Clean that. Get up and clean up from my car. Now. You're gonna go and clean up from my car. You're gonna go and clean up from my car. Let's go. Let's go. You're gonna go back to my car and clean that. Let's go. You know what? You're gonna go to jail so fast you can be incredible. Come here.
For what?
For vandalizing.
Don't touch me.
Get to the car. Get to the car and pick that up.
You want to go to jail for vandalizing?
Go to the bar and clean it. Let's go.
Do you really? No, let's talk about that.
Get up.
You want to go to jail for vandalizing?
Oh, wow. That thing,
That's
how
right.
tiny are your
You're
balls
gonna
right
clean
now?
it. You're gonna clean it. Let's go.
Yeah, no, you do care.
Let's go.
Don't
Clean it.
touch me.
The officers then started to use force on her, and despite her cries of being pregnant, they kept on physically assaulting her, eventually slamming her face first on the ground.
Let go.
Clean it.
Let go
Are you
of
gonna
me.
resist me?
Yes, because you're arrested for no reason. Get away from me.
You gonna resist me?
Help me. Oh, get away from me.
Clean it.
Get away from me.
Clean it. Let's go. Clean it.
Relax.
Clean it. Let's go.
Relax.
You're gonna clean it. Let's go.
Sit for me for right
Sit
now.
down.
Come here.
Help me.
I need you to sit down and you relax. Sit.
Help me.
That's it.
Help me. Help me.
Are you gonna go?
Oh, get away from me. Get away from me.
That's it.
Get away from me. Get away from me. Help me. Help me. I'm pregnant. Help me.
Okay, I understand you're pregnant, but stop resisting.
Sit, bro.
Resisting. Jesus Christ.
The police brutality continued, and several people had now started to come over to see what was going on. The officers eventually cuffed her and forced her into the police cruiser.
No.
I'm not breaking.
Go. Vandalizing my car.
You're a terrible person, man. Give me a second. You get my stuff.
Let's go.
I'm pregnant, right?
Yeah, you're real pregnant.
Julissa continued to resist, but what Officer Hernandez did next left everyone in shock. Even his partner cop couldn't believe his eyes.
Hey, the back. Take the back.
Yeah, well, shelter custody right now.
What's wrong with her, bro? What's your social? Hey, calm down. Calm down. Calm down. You're not gonna die. Don't break
incident led everyone around the scene to scream and curse at Officer Hernandez, who had just knocked the pregnant woman unconscious.
7317, mommy, have fire rescue. Have fire rescue. Just knock her up and close the door. Stick to the man. But you didn't have to do it. Just spin my just close the door. You should have got her running when she was there. 7318, have fire rescue respond, please.
The woman was taken to the hospital where she recovered. A few weeks later, she filed a complaint against Officer Hernandez, triggering an internal investigation. As a result, he resigned from his position, but she didn't stop there. She filed a lawsuit against both the officer and the city. The case is ongoing, and we hope that she gets the justice she deserves. Now, while this officer faced consequences, the next corrupt sheriff took corruption to a whole new level.
You do it as sheriff? Of course. Hands on.
Hands on, brother. That's the only way to go.
Yeah.
Hard charging.
Yeah. Huh?
Those are the 2 items I was bring.
Yeah. That's a lot of wax.
There's butter.
On December 3rd, 2022, Crawford County police officers pulled over Johnson County Sheriff James Stevens for speeding. However, as they approached his vehicle, it became clear this was more than just a routine traffic stop.
Hello, sir.
What's up, boys?
Hey, I'm Trooper Price, State Police. We're gonna stop you. Coming up, flashing lights there. You were speeding just a little bit.
My flashing lights?
There used to be flashing lights. It's the 71 and 282.
How fast am I going?
You're going 50 and 45. Not that big of a deal.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Not too bad.
Yeah, not bad. Do you have your license on you?
Yeah, I do.
You got your registration and insurance. Is this your car?
Well, it's the county's.
The county's?
Yeah. I've been the sheriff for the last 4 years.
Oh, okay.
All right, guys, you're gonna have to bear with me. I know we just got the insurance a couple of days ago. I don't know.
He wasn't actually stopped for going 50 in a 45-mile-per-hour zone. The FBI had been tracking Stevens as part of a corruption and narcotics investigation. It turned out he was in Crawford County for exactly that. Another shady deal.
What are you doing up here in Crawford County?
Well, I went to visit a CI.
Visit who?
A CI just north of town. Delivered some bags of goodies up there.
What did you deliver to him?
Well, his wife. Let me pop the truck and I'll show you. Hang on. There's some goods that the co-op deal we did.
Yeah.
Where it's given out to needy families and stuff like that. I'll show you what they are.
Hey, if you don't,
They're a good deal.
Hey, since you're hopping out, just throw your service weapon over the passenger seat. Come back here. So you said you met a CI?
Yeah.
What, like a
confidential informant?
Yeah, but I mean that's what were you taking him?
These right here, brother. These are things that we put together. Little care packages for homeless or not. Well, people in need.
Oh, really?
Things like that. Yeah.
So why is your CI in Crawford County?
Well, got them in Crawford County. I've got CIs, and I got one in Sebastian County. Got Franklin, Pope, Johnson.
They just drive to Johnson to work, or what?
No. Just people that we get information from.
Oh, okay.
The sheriff had no clue that the FBI had been monitoring him, and they knew how he had gone into a residence and came out with some narcotics. Even the troopers on the scene weren't buying his fake story.
It's kind of weird.
They get information.
Well, it's kind of different. I've worked narcotics a lot, but
yeah.
I hear of people having CIs and stuff, but I've never heard of them like a sheriff or a sheriff's department outside that county that works outside of Johnson County. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, we do it, brother.
Do you?
You bet. You bet.
You do it as sheriff?
Of course.
Hands on.
Hands on, brother. That's the only way to go.
Yeah.
Hard charging.
Yeah.
You bet.
That's awesome.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So you just up here fixing to head back to Johnson County?
I'm going to pull in here, buy a knife, and then head back home. Yep.
Yeah.
Got a parade at 5 and head back.
Yeah. Okay. Well, this is one of my new guys, so just talk with him for just a second.
Hey,
we'll get you out here in a second. Okay, you don't have no more guns and like that on you?
Nope.
Okay, give me 1 second. All right, buddy.
It didn't make sense that a sheriff had to personally travel to another county just to pick up a few grams of narcotics. Shortly after, an FBI agent arrived, and things were about to get much worse for the sheriff.
There you are here.
Fine to do.
The FBI?
Okay.
Okay. You have any other weapons on you at all?
Nope. You're in the car.
No backup weapon anywhere?
Nope.
Okay. Stand here.
Hey, Sheriff, let me ask you this. You don't have nothing illegal in your car, do you? Nothing you're not supposed to have? No drugs?
There could be, yeah, there could be drugs in there.
There is
Most
drugs?
definitely, yep.
What kind of drugs?
There's some, my CI just gave me some things.
What's
just in
things?
passing, there's some little,
I don't know what things are.
there's some butter and,
like marijuana?
Yeah, and two, like a butter marijuana and two little buds that through the course going on, carrying on, talking to them.
Hey, go ahead and put your hands behind your back real quick, okay? This whole deal's odd to me, and so as of right now, I'm going to go ahead and detain you, okay?
Seeing the FBI agent arrive, Stevens quickly admitted to having narcotics inside his car. As a result, he was promptly placed in handcuffs, and things were only about to get worse for him.
Because I've never heard of a sheriff not saying that what you're doing is wrong, but I can tell you this. I've been working narcotics for 7 years, okay? And I've never heard of a sheriff himself coming out. I'm not saying it don't happen, because it does happen, but not very often that comes out and works narcotics on his own and stuff like that, okay? So, and now that you said you've got some narcotics in your car, we're going to search your car, okay? Is this your personal car, or is this your...
No, this is a county-owned vehicle.
Okay. Does the corn court and all them, they allow you to take this out for personal use? And
well, I wouldn't quite call it personal use.
Let me ask you this, just do you think, if you were in my position, would you think this is odd?
Trooper, based on
I'm talking outside of them being here. Look at me. Oh, you're talking to me.
I'm with you.
Okay.
I'm with you.
I'm asking you.
I'm going to I'm going to go ahead and just evoke my rights, and I'm going to speak to attorney and see him under arrest. And you guys,
okay.
I'll be respectful and do whatever you need to do.
I understand that. Okay. I'm going to let you have it right here, okay?
Sheriff Stevens knew his time was up and that he would soon be behind bars. Realizing this, he refused to answer any questions while the troopers searched his vehicle.
Door right there.
Okay.
Right there is what was described as some opioid type pills.
And these?
No, those are just breath mints.
Hey, since you told me where those are, you want to just tell me where the bud is?
Huh?
Since you told me where those are, you want to tell me where the bud is?
They're in the trunk.
Okay.
Put them in a they're in a plastic bag.
Okay.
A trash bag.
Okay. Huh?
Those are the two items I was referring to.
Yeah. That's a lot of wax.
There's butter.
Butter, wax, it's still a lot.
An extensive search of his vehicle revealed marijuana, oxycodone, and hydrocodone inside. At this point, he was formally arrested and about to be taken to the police station.
Well, you carry a lot of Narcan, don't you? Hey, I'm just gonna let you sit over here, okay? I'm gonna put you in my car. Run over there. You know, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can't be used against you in the court of law. You have the right attorney present for any question. You can't afford one to be appointed, no additional charge. You understand all that? Okay. Let me ask you this. Would you like to talk about anything we found in there so far?
No, I've told you everything that was in there.
Well, I'm asking, do you want to talk about any of that?
No, there's an explanation for everything that's in there.
I'm asking you, would you like, if I ask you some questions, would you be willing to talk about it right now?
Not at the moment, no.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yep.
Eventually, Stevens was charged with felony simultaneous possession of drugs and firearms. felony possession of a controlled substance, and a misdemeanor speeding count. He pled guilty to felony possession of hydrocodone and received a 6-year suspended sentence. He was also immediately removed from his position and forced to surrender his law enforcement certification. Next up, this crooked cop was taken to the cleaners by his honest supervisor.
If you fail to provide your documentation, you can be placed under arrest for obstruction.
You think so? And I don't need to show ID to do that.
You don't have to show ID right now. No, sir.
Thank you.
All right.
Have a nice day, officer.
You too, sir.
Hope you learned something today.
New Jersey police officer Frank Moschella showed a clear lack of understanding of the law when he tried to intimidate a man who was peacefully exercising his constitutional right to film in public.
You're working on a story for the township.
Well, about the township for me.
For you?
Yes.
What are you making, a documentary?
It's a news story.
News story?
Yeah.
You have ID?
I always have ID.
Okay, can you provide that?
No.
Yeah, I do.
No, you don't.
I do, sir.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
And what law is that?
Well, you came in as a suspicious person. Anytime we investigate as to somebody calling in about suspicious, we need to at least identify who it is we spoke to. You're not in trouble in any way, shape, or form.
Okay, then I don't need to give ID.
Well, you do.
What law is that?
To know who you are.
What law is
if
that?
I'm investigating a crime. It's actually called obstruction if you fail to provide
Wrong.
documentation. No, it's
Quote that statute. Quote obstruction. Apparently you don't.
Sir, look, I'm not looking.
I have to commit an unlawful act and prevent you from performing your unlawful duty to be in violation of obstruction.
Currently, right now.
So what's the unlawful act?
Right now, it came in as a suspicious person.
and what statute is suspicious?
Suspicion alone is not reasonable, articulable suspicion to detain someone and demand their ID. Officer Frank had no clue he was up against someone with a much better understanding of the law than him.
It has nothing to do with it.
Yes, it does. What's the law?
To determine what's going on. So
I'm taking pictures in public.
Who you are. You're telling me you're doing something.
Okay.
That's fine, but I need to verify who you are.
No, you don't.
So in the event that something turns into something, I at least can say, all right, I went out and I spoke with this person. You're making this more difficult than it needs to be.
No, you are. You can come out and say, good morning, sir, how you doing? Taking pictures, enjoying your First Amendment right to take pictures in public?
What was the first thing that I said to you today?
What are you doing?
I said, no. I said, how are you, sir?
Okay, how are you?
Did I not say that to
you?
you?
Yeah, you did.
So you just asked me what did I do, and I already told you what I said.
Okay.
I said, how are you? And I said, what are we doing? And you told me what you're doing.
And
said,
that's it.
Fine. And I explained to you why I need documentation from you, just to verify who you are.
Okay, but you don't need to verify who I am.
I unfortunately do. Yes.
No, I have the right to privacy in public.
You do, to a certain degree.
Yeah, okay. And this is within that degree.
Yes.
Yes.
But again, if we're investigating it for suspicious because somebody called it in, it's not like we just...
It doesn't matter if somebody called it in.
Yes, it does.
Okay, so if you're outside on your property mowing your lawn and somebody says you're suspicious and the police come by, you have to give them your ID?
To verify that you live there, yeah.
No, you don't.
Yes,
it's
you
your
do.
property.
The individual, later identified as Alex, was relentlessly challenging this tyrant who seemed to love the sound of his own voice more than the law itself.
Documentation, otherwise you are going to be placed under arrest for obstruction.
I do not have identification on me.
Well, so then you lied to me because when I first asked you if you had identification on you, you told me yes, I do.
Well, I have fingerprints and retinas.
No, that's incorrect. I asked you, do you have documentation? Do you have identification? Okay, so who are you then? Because we're going to have to verify who you are.
I'm not going to answer any questions.
And here's the other problem. Now you lied to me, so now I have a concern as to whether you're being truthful and honest with me. Do you understand?
Okay, well, you're not being truthful and honest with me because you haven't quoted a law yet that I'm required to show you ID.
I already explained to you what I need to
Supervisor.
do. If you fail to, there's actually a supervisor right there.
Okay.
Okay?
It didn't take long for a supervisor to arrive on the scene, and unfortunately for Frank, this would quickly turn into a law lesson for him.
Now, if I find out you're lying to me, now you could be charged with hindering.
Do we have a sergeant?
Giving failed documentation.
No.
You have two sergeants, right?
Two? Okay.
What's going on? So what is your name and what is your information?
I'm not answering any questions. Personal information.
Okay, well then you're going to be placed under arrest for obstruction.
And what law is that, Sergeant?
He doesn't need to explain it to you.
Well, he does actually. He actually does.
Just hold on a second.
So let's find out.
Can I just ask you what you're doing here?
Yes, sir. I'm in public taking pictures of a public building, expressing my First Amendment right to freedom of press. I'm here to actually file a complaint.
Okay. You have that right. You have all those rights. You just
Thank you. Well, he appears to tell me that I don't.
Now, just so you know, there are areas of this building that are posted.
Absolutely.
Off limits.
Yep, like the back of that parking lot there. It says restricted area. You can't go back there.
Areas or video those areas.
Absolutely.
Other than that, if you want to walk around with your camera, you can walk around with your camera.
And I don't need to show ID to do that.
You don't have to show ID right now. No, sir. All right, sir.
How's that?
Well, that's incorrect, actually, in that respect.
Oh, is it? Is it? So your sergeant's wrong.
Even after being thoroughly humbled by his sergeant, Officer Frank's arrogance remained intact. He had had the audacity to call his superior wrong. These crooked cops will do anything to avoid admitting their mistakes.
So your sergeant's wrong? So your sergeant...
We're not going to get to the ball game in here. Sure. So we're all set,
Because
right?
I was just threatened with arrest for not providing identification. It's a violation of the 4th Amendment.
All right, sir. But now we're clear on what's going on, right?
Is he?
Are we all clear?
Is he clear? Because I'm clear and you're clear.
Sure. Everybody here is clear, sir.
Very good, sir. Thank you.
Continue what you're doing.
I appreciate your help.
All right? You have a good day.
You too.
All right?
Thank you very much.
Guys.
Thank you.
All right?
Have a nice day, officer.
You too, sir.
Hope you learned something today.
The supervisor immediately de-escalated the situation, allowing Alex to film, and also went on to correct Officer Frank, who was having a tough time accepting his mistake.
Walk of shame.
This was indeed a classic walk of shame, and Alex really did have the last laugh. It turns out that sometimes it is the junior cops who are up against their bosses breaking the law.
Hello? Guess who I just pulled over?
Next, watch as this chief gets caught breaking the law and is put in his place by a junior colleague.
Really?
Police officers hold significant authority, but sometimes they overstep their bounds only to be corrected by their superiors. Today we'll be going through cases where cops learn the hard way that messing with higher authority doesn't always end well. On June 20th, 2023, a Henry County police officer was on regular patrol when he noticed a car speeding down the street at an alarming 96 miles per hour in a 35 mile per hour zone. But he was really taken aback by what he discovered when he approached the car.
Really?
License in the back.
Yeah.
The officer had just pulled over Henry County Sheriff Deputy Michael Yarbo. After Yarbo handed over his license, the officer returned to his cruiser, but instead of running the usual checks, he made a surprising call to a friend, telling him about the stop.
Hello? Guess who I just pulled over?
Who?
Yarborough.
Really?
Yeah, the chief deputy driving a Dodge Charger, a souped up Dodge Charger belongs to the sheriff's office. I just clocked this at 96 in a 35.
What was the issue? I mean, why is he speeding?
No reason. He's in an unmarked car. He just got a high horsepower car and decided he wanted to play.
It's your traffic stop. You do what you think you should do. I mean, I'm not telling you one way or the other. You do a 96 and a 35.
Okay. Well, you know I don't care for him, so I'm gonna ride his.
Believe it or not, the officer actually issued him a speeding ticket. What is even more shocking is that the chief acknowledged his error. Accountability, something that we do not see often in situations like this without any justification.
Sir, here's your ID back. This is your copy of the citation. If you would sign right here. It's got a court date, time it must appear. Yes, sir. Please slow down and have a safe day.
Despite having a clean record, Yarbo faced a penalty of 40 hours of unpaid suspension. Now that was a costly error, but wait until you see the next cop learn a lesson the hard way.
You're the chief. Okay. Well, so you know better.
On May 12, 2019, Arkansas State Police Trooper Michael Valentine was on patrol when he spotted a car dangerously swerving across lane. He immediately followed the car and started a traffic stop.
White line. Yeah. Yellow line again. 045 Young Charles David. Hello. Hey. I'm Trooper Valentine, Arkansas State Police. Stopped because you look like you're having trouble controlling your vehicle. All right, what's going on? A lot. I got your arm? Okay, where is it? Huh? It's on your chest? Huh? Been drinking a little? Yeah. Okay.
The driver was Newton County Sheriff's Office Chief Deputy Michael Dunn, and the first thing he did was make sure that the state trooper knew exactly who he was.
How much have you had to drink?
ledge.
Okay. Well, is your vehicle off? Turn it off for me. Alright. Go ahead and step out with me, okay? So you got a gun on you?
It's off.
It's off of you? Is it in the vehicle?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're a deputy?
I'm the chief deputy.
You're the chief? Okay. Well, so you know better.
I've had some bad times.
Okay. Well, I understand that. But, I mean, you know we can't be out driving if we've been drinking.
Yeah.
And, you know, I caught you coming back onto the highway back there. You almost hit a sign and then followed you for a little while, and you touched the yellow line twice, touched the white line twice, okay?
Officer Valentine did not allow a fellow cop to intimidate him. Despite Deputy Dunn's frustration, he remained composed and committed to his duty.
So I'm going to do some tests on you. All right, you know how all this is going to go. If you are impaired, there's nothing I can do for you, okay?
Okay.
Because it's not, it wasn't my choice, whatever you've done, and, you know, my job's going to be on the line just like yours is, okay? You got gum in your mouth? Okay, go ahead and spit that out for me. All right, come back here toward my car, okay? So how much have you had? You don't know? You don't remember?
It was time for Deputy Dunn to undergo field sobriety tests, but he acted like he was above the law instead of following routine protocol. In a shocking twist, he brazenly asked the patrol officer for a favor.
Well, pull your hands out of your pockets. All right, go ahead and stand. All right, you gonna be all right?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead and stand up for me right here, okay, and face my car. You want to go through these tests, or you just want me to take you in? I won't take you to Newton. We're in Boone right now, so I'd be taking you to Boone. Okay? I know it sucks. All right, but like I said, it's not my choice.
Can't give me a break, man.
You know I can't. Absolutely can't. It's on camera. I can't do anything about it. I've got family out here on this highway. I'm sure you do too.
Deputy Dunn openly admitted to drinking, knowing that everything was being recorded. He shamelessly pressured the trooper to let him go. The audacity is shocking, as some officers truly believe that they are above the law.
I do smell, I can smell some odor of intoxicants, all right? Of course, you've admitted to me that you've had something to drink. It's on camera. You're driving. So it's up to you if you want to take tests or if you just want to go into jail. I understand that, but I'm sure you understood that too when you decided to drive, right? So, what do you want to do? Well, we can't sit here all day.
I know.
Anyone else in this situation would have been handcuffed and arrested on the spot for disobeying the officer's command, but not Deputy Dunn. Instead, he was treated patiently and was even given tips on how to avoid being arrested.
All right, so again, it's up to you, but like I said, we can't sit here all day, so either we can do some tests here, I can PBT you, we can see where you're at. You know the law, if you're under 8%, I mean, it's still up to me, you know, between 4% and 8%, whether I want to take you to jail or not. I do have some bad driving. If you're under 8%, I can work with you. If you got somebody that can come get you, we can go that route, okay?
Seriously.
I can't do that. I can't, without testing you, yes, seriously. You know that I have no discretion when it comes to DWI.
Deputy Dunn flatly refused to take any tests, even though he was well aware of how much he had been drinking. The trooper maintained his professionalism and reminded him again that there were no favors to be given.
No, it's not. We've got cameras, we've got everything else. It's not like it used to be. I do wish I could help you out, but I do not have that discretion. So, you want to take a chance? We can either, like I said, we can see where you're at, or you can go to jail, not have any further evidence. You know, it's up to you.
Soon, Dunn realized there was no way out and jail was inevitable. He went for his phone, calling his wife to make arrangements for the car as he would be escorted to jail.
Have you got somebody close by and come get it within like 5 to 10 minutes?
I answer the whole phone, my wife.
She know where you're at right now? No. Okay, which, I mean, that's none of my personal business, but I'm just, you know, just curious. But, like I said, if you've got somebody that can come get it, again, I can't leave it here, okay? Because if someone comes by and knocks the window out of it, it's going to be on me.
Officer Valentine thoroughly searched before placing him in the back of the police car. However, the deputy reacted angrily to the treatment. He did not consider himself a mere suspect. This was beneath him, or so he believed.
All right, do me a favor. Walk up this way. Go ahead and put your hands on my car. All right, we're just going to go through this like we normally do.
Really?
Yeah. I just got to follow policy, man. If I want them to back me up, I got to do what they want me to do. All right? Go ahead and put your hands on there, bring your feet backward toward me. No, put your hands on the car for me, bring your feet back. All right. So you don't have anything on you. All right. I will do the professional courtesy if you want. We can, I can just cuff you in the front, sit you in the back of my car. You want to do that? Or you'd rather have them behind your back?
Cuff me. Seriously?
Like I said, it's policy.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah.
You want me to follow policy?
I think it's bullshit, by the way, but...
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna get my pills up there. I have to have them.
Okay, what are they for?
Tension was high when the officer led Deputy Dunn to the back of the police cruiser. His wife was en route to pick up the car, so they waited in silence.
I'm knocking myself loose there. All right. Well, go ahead and get buckled. You want to be buckled? You want to be buckled?
Are you serious?
You don't want to be buckled? I mean, that's up to you, I guess.
Man.
It's not my fault. Don't look at me like it.
No, it's my fault.
Okay. I mean, like I said, I do not want to do this to another law enforcement officer. I've always heard about it happening, never wanted it to happen to me, okay? But like I said, there's nothing I can do about it.
Hey, sorry to bother you, but you don't have any water or anything in there.
Water?
Yeah, water.
I do have, actually. I got that. You want to drink? You want any of that? You got coffee up there, don't you?
Yeah.
Can we go get it?
I'll tell you what, if you open that tailgate, I got water in there.
Okay.
You're a gentleman.
Yep, no problem.
After a tense 20-minute wait, the deputy's wife arrived, frustration and anger all over her face.
Been better, I guess?
Yeah.
Well, I got him in the back seat there. I guess you guys are taking the truck?
Yeah.
Who's driving it? Okay. Have you got your driver's license on you? I just gotta, we just want to run it and make sure everybody knows who I'm releasing the vehicle to, okay? You want to talk to her?
Please.
You can talk to him if you want.
Can you let me out, man? I mean...
Well, I don't want to do that, and I'm not saying you're going to run or do anything stupid, but, you know.
This is ridiculous. And you are no better than Jamie Ralston. And all she wants to say to you is for you to come get your stuff. Because if you cared about her, you wouldn't do this.
Yep.
Deputy Dunn was arrested for DWI and transported to jail. After being placed on administrative leave, he quickly posted a $1,400 bond and walked away free shortly after. Now that was a tough reality check, but this next encounter is something that happens quite rarely.
Hey, you got any guns and weapons on you, boss? I just asked. It's Florida. Everybody got a gun.
On April 10th, 2021, a U-Haul ran a red light and was stopped by Orlando police officers Sebastian Woods Mariano and Alexander Ham. What they found next changed everything.
How you guys doing? Good. Moving?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you guys went through that red light there. Red. Tampa.
I saw the green. It was kind of deceptive.
That's a very strange intersection. I've seen multiple people run through that one before. Not a huge deal. Not a pedestrian traffic. Bunch of cars going through there. So, yes, sir, I recognized you. Yeah, I know who you are. As soon as the window rolled down and I can see your face, I know who you are. How you guys doing today? Okay. I hope this rain hasn't affected the move.
Downtown. All right, Mr. Rivers, I appreciate your time. Okay, I'm not really a big traffic guy. I'm more like a guns and drugs and stolen kids kind of guy. Okay? And you ain't got none of that in your back truck. Cool. Just for we appreciate your night. We'll go out there, all right? Thank you. Yes, sir.
He just gave his license, without names or titles, without even flashing his internal affairs ID. There was no need for special treatment, as he respected the officer's duty. Class act right there. The head of internal affairs is acting like a citizen and not a power-hungry cop. Kudos to him and his rational behavior. Power trips don't always end well, and this next encounter proves it.
I was just speaking. I'm the police chief in Zebra.
Well, nice to meet you, sir.
Matt Pope worked for me. Your chief worked for me.
Yes.
On August 26, 2022, officers pulled over a car for dark window tint and an unregistered tag. They were shocked to see Zebulon Police Jonathan Hemphill as the driver. Before they could react, Hemphill stormed out completely furious.
Say hello. Was that illegal?
No, no, sir. The reason why we're stopping you is because it's a window tint violation.
I blinked my blue lights at you to let you know who I was.
Yes, sir. Well, we didn't know with it. That's not a government tag.
That is a unofficial tag. Okay. That tag's not even on file.
I see. Yes. Well, we have to catch up the bill to run it and everything like that, sir.
So I won't blink my blue lights at you next time. I'll let you just sit there. I was just speaking. I'm the police chief in Zebra.
Well, nice to meet you, sir.
Matt Pope worked for me. Your chief worked for me.
Yes, sir. There's no need to get upset.
I'm upset because I spoke to you when I come by, and now you're pulling me
Sir,
over.
I've never met you a day in my life.
I understand that.
Right.
Why are you being hostile?
Easy. I don't have to talk to you.
Okay.
Easy. I'm not talking to you.
Why are you being hostile right now?
Are y'all gonna write me a ticket? Are you gonna write me a ticket?
Sir, we're just trying.
I'm the police chief in Zebulon. Do you wanna write me a ticket?
Why are you coming up to me like that? I'm doing my job, right?
What are you stopping for?
I'm stopping for one. The window's been dark. You
I have
flashed
blue
your blue
lights
lights.
in my car.
Okay, you know how many officers have blue lights in
Are
their
you
vehicles?
writing me a ticket? Yes or no?
Chief Hemphill quickly asserted his power and immediately silenced the cop. When a female officer stepped in, she got no special treatment, just more of his entitled behavior.
Are you writing me a ticket? I'm fixing to leave.
Do you have your driver's license?
Sure, I have my driver's license.
Literally.
I'm fixing to make it a whole lot more. Your boss worked.
1111. I'm out here with Illinois.
Stand off to me just like anybody else. Pull it over, okay? Thank you.
Development 1 Dodge Ram truck, black and color. To Machine Construction Company out of Losersville. Registration showed expired, valid insurance, -99.
Just confirming Bravo Frank Mike 1175 BFM 1175. Yeah, that's what I was explaining.
I don't want to hear that from you.
Okay.
You let her do her job.
The female officer refused to back down, stating that she made no exceptions to the law. The chief, however, was drunk on power, acting as if the rules did not apply to him.
11, make sure you're recording.
Yeah. What?
She's about bringing your driver's license back up.
That's fine.
Yeah. First when we ran the tag, it came back to like a Dodge Ram, so we're just confirming it's not. Yes, sir.
It's a ghost tag.
Yes, sir. We're making. Yes, sir. Yeah, we're just.
You must have run it wrong. You must have run it wrong because you wouldn't come back to a Dodge Ram.
We were confirmed it. They let us know and everything.
So it's still coming back to a Dodge Ram now?
Sir, can I ask why you're so upset?
Is it still coming back to a Dodge Ram now?
No, we got it fixed. Why are you so upset?
No, you didn't fix it. Is it still coming back to a Dodge Ram right now?
No, it came back 9 on 5.
That's right, because you run it wrong. wrong.
Sir,
Somebody run it wrong. Either you did or they did.
We're about to get the information.
Okay,
and get
I
it
got
back
your
to you.
chief on the phone right now. That's
Yes,
fine.
sir. I
That's fine.
understand.
That's fine.
Can you calm down for us, please?
I appreciate your service. I appreciate your service.
All right.
I'm just saying, I spoke to you guys. I didn't have to do that. I could have eased on by y'all. I appreciate the job y'all out here doing.
Chief,
I
I'm trying to be respectful with you.
I understand
okay?
that. I understand.
I'm not raising my voice and nothing at you, right?
I understand.
All right. Look.
It is shocking how high-ranking officers act like they are untouchable. Whether or not they misunderstood, a simple, calm conversation would not kill them.
The only thing I done wrong was spoke. Y'all never would have pulled me over if I hadn't flicked my blue lights.
No, sir. No, we were going to pull your actually. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm telling you straight up, okay?
Okay. All right.
But like I said, there's people out here impersonating police officer with blue lights.
Well, you threw my she threw my license. If she is getting them for me.
She'll bring it to you, sir.
Okay, well that's fine.
I'm just trying to. I'm trying to talk with you.
I don't want to talk anymore about it.
All righty. It's very unprofessional.
The video prompted an internal inquiry that resulted in the chief's termination for violating company rules. He was given an oral reprimand and ordered to complete anger management and de-escalation training. Well, that brings us to the end of this video. Today we witnessed shocking moments when cops regretted their actions after crossing the wrong people. Abuse of power and poor judgment can lead to serious consequences, even for those who are supposed to uphold the law. Now, if you agree, please support us by liking this video. Also, if you enjoyed this video, watch the moment where this corrupt officer realized that she was caught.
Any weapons in the vehicle?
None of your business.
It is my business, actually.